So welcome to this third edition of GABAC. Um, I will let you introduce yourself while I am uploading your presentation, and you do your magic for us. We want to learn everything about that mathematical story. Or I'm curious. I'm really curious because this is this is big one. So yeah, just give me 1 minute. I'm trying to download, not download. I'm going to my desktop and I'm going to the mathematical mind. So let me open this, upload it, add it, maximize, and here it
Yes.
is.
Okay.
You should be able to see it.
I can
Okay,
see.
now you have the hands, and I will let you do your magic, and I'm going down. Have fun.
Let's start. Okay.
Yes, you can go ahead. It is yours. The platform is yours.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to here with you today. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you join to our sessions. My name is Kasim from Turkey. I am working at defense sector, defense R&D program manager at Color Electronics. I have a 27 years experience. By the way, I have experience at project management, 17 years, all defense sector, defense projects. Today, I want to talk about the mathematical mind of the PMO, and more specifically about KPI and OKR. I think you heard the KPI meaning and the OKR. I will describe and explain about them. In many companies, PMOs are still seen as a reporting units or reporting hours. They collect data, prepare dashboards, and send reports. But I believe that PMO can do much more than that. PMO can help leaders to make better decisions. PMO can drive strategy with execution, and PMO can turn measurements into real business value. Value is very important. In this presentation, I will share my survey results. I organized the survey at the July to October at 2025. I collect the data about the usage KPI and OKR at the PMOs. I will share the survey results, research findings, sector insights, and practical lessons. My goal is to show how KPR and OKR can help PMOs become more strategic, more useful, and more effective. These are the very big meaning words. Now let's going to another slide. Let me start with the research behind, survey behind. This study is important because it looks at the KPI and OKR together in the PMO context. This is the first comprehensive and empirical study. Usually, we see these topics separately. For example, usage of the KPIs in the PMOs or project management, or usage of OKR at any project management office or project management departments. But I use both of them because in real life, PMOs deal with the both. This research includes 92 PMOs from the globally around the world. It covers 80 sectors, different from PMO types. For example, enterprise PMO, divisional PMO, project PMO, etc., and different company size, small companies to big companies. We asked for 24 questions. We look at adaptation, we look at adoption, success, challenge, and future expectation of the PMOs by using the OKR and KPIs. This is based on the real people, real PMOs data, and real organization experience. Let's go on. Now, look at the difference between the KPIs. What is the difference between KPI and OKR? Differences is actually very simple. KPI show us the current performance. It tells us how we are doing now. It's focused on the now. It helps us monitor, control, and report. But OKR is a bit different. It is more about the direction. It tells us where we want to go, and it helps us focus on the ambitions, improvements, and changes. And OKR focus on the future. As an example, we can say that KPI is like the dashboard of the car, and OKR is like the navigation system. One of shows the current conditions, KPI shows the current conditions, OKR shows the desired directions. The key message is this: KPI and OKR are not enemies. They are not competing systems. They always work together with OKR and together KPI. And any strong PMO needs both. PMO needs OKR and PMO needs the KPIs. You can see their attributes and functions on the screen. Let's go into another results of our survey. Now, this slides shows the strongest findings of the research. Strongest findings is adoption gap. You can see the KPI and OKR usage percentage. Almost every PMO uses the KPI in some way. For example, KPI is already a normal part of the PMO life. Every PMO uses the KPIs. But OKR is growing. PMOs use the OKR, yes, but it is not yet at the same level as the KPIs. And this results creates an important message. It means PMOs are already comfortable with the measuring performance. They are in the conformant zone, but they are still less mature when it comes to strategic goal systems. So that PMOs are not major, are less major when the strategic goals are when it issued. Some sectors like finance and defense look stronger than they expected. But on the other hand, some sectors like IT look weaker than the expected. These are the important findings. So, main takeaway here is clear. Measurement is already strong, but strategic target settings, strategic focus still has room to grow, has to be grow. These are the main findings of our survey. Now, let's go into another slide. Can go to another slide. I couldn't see our presentation, Celia. Is there a problem? I couldn't see the slides. Okay, okay. Now, okay. When we look at the OKR, we see a mixed picture. Some PMOs use OKR actively, some use it partly, some are planning to use it, and some are don't use it. All are equally percentage, 25% for all situations. OKR is growing. It's not yet fully mature. Another important point is experience. Many OKR users are still new. A large group, less than 1 year of experience. This means many organizations are still learning about the OKR and use the OKR. They are still testing to get the benefit of the OKR. And also they are still trying to understand what works. And they are also still trying the methodology of the OKR methods. But there is also positive side. Even with this low maturity, OKRs still show strong value in the strategic focus. The challenge is not whether OKR is useful. The challenge is how to implement it very well. Our numbers, our percentage shows these status and these findings. There is a big challenge on the implementation of the OKRs. Now let's start another slide. This slide shows one of the most surprising parts of the research. I focus on the two sectors, IT sector and defense sector. Now, many people think OKR is naturally strong in these technology companies. We always think about the technology companies mature about the usage of the new techniques, new methodologies. But the data doesn't fully support this idea. In IT and technology sectors, active OKR usage is actually quite low. Only 11%. It's very small percentage. And we also see the strong employee resistance in these sectors. We also see the high dependency on Excel. If we talk about the technology companies, technology sectors, we expect another tools, expect from the Excel and MS tools. We expect their usage of the another comprehensive tools. At the same time, defense give us a different picture. In defense sector, active OKR usage is much higher, 10 times higher from the IT technologies. KPI is also very strong. 100% KPI usage. And this slide gives me a very important lesson. It shows that OKR is not only for the startups, only for the technology companies. It's not only for the fast-moving technology teams. As we see on the defense sector, even structured, disciplined, and mission-critical organization can use OKR successfully, can get the benefits from the OKRs at the defense sector. Even these sectors are very important for the future and sovereignty of the countries, and they focus on the OKRs. Okay, next slide is the problems of the and what is the barriers. Let's talk about the barriers. The biggest problem is not a technical problems. As we see, they are the big problems. They are people and culture problems. Organizational culture mismatch is the number of one barrier. Then we see the data collection difficulty, metric designs issues, lack of this leadership support, and employee resistance. Tools problems are much lower on the list. Data or our server brings these results. Tools problems are much lower. So that we can say that if this culture is not ready, even the best tool will not help much. Culture is very important to establish, to build the methodologies such as KPI and OKRs, especially OKRs. If people do not understand the logic, Mr. Ahmet mentioned that the logic of the PMO and emotional sides of the PMOs, we have to understand the logic of the methodologies. If people do not understand the logic, they will not use the system very well. Any system, any methodologies cannot run on these our systems. If leaders do not support the model, adaptation will stay weak. We couldn't get any benefits from the methodologies. Leaders have to support the model and establish the environments of the model adoption area. So PMO leaders must do more than design frameworks. They must also manage the change, manage the changing of the methodologies. They also must build the trust, especially trust on the methodologies, tools, and frameworks. And also they must create the ownership. They have to own the OKRs or KPIs methodologies. And after that, they have to create the ownership on the teams about the usage of the PMO and OKR and KPRs. Let's go on to another slides. These slides here we see what the PMOs usually measure. You can think that it's very easy questions. Not surprisingly, the top areas are project delivery, time, and budget measurements. These are the numbers that most manager wants to see first. Every C-level managers uh, want to see these numbers, these results, these measurements. But there is also a very important gap here. Risk management is very much lower than expected. It's very important finding. You know, PMI and PMBOK has a risk management area for the successful projects. You have to manage your risks on the projects. But these findings shows that risk management is very much lower than expected. And I think this is a serious issue because risk is the one of the biggest reasons why project fails. You have to manage the risks. If we don't measure the risk properly, we may see the problems too late. We have to measure our risk performance, risk management performance. This is very important concern of our PMOs. So many PMOs are measuring what is easy to show, but not always what is most dangerous. We tend to easy measurements to show. A modern PMO should go beyond the time and cost measurement. It should also measure quality, risk, stakeholder value, and impact value. PMOs have to focus on these difficult measurements. It's not easy, but we have to measure these issues, these areas. Because real PMO is not only about reporting the past, for example, project deliverable, time, cost, and others, reports the past activities. But we have to protect our futures. We have to focus on our projects to protect the project features. We have to measure the quality. We have to measure the customer satisfactions and resource utilizations. Okay, now let's go to another slides. This slide shows the true reality. Our survey results displays shows the tool usage. Even today, Excel and Google Sheets are still dominant tools for the PMOs. Every technology companies uses the Excel to measure or to get the data. What does it mean? It means digital maturity is still limited in many PMOs. Still, in PMOs still use the traditional tools. Many teams still works with the simple manual or semi-manual systems. But there is also positive sides. Many organizations say they plan to adopt the new tools in the 12 months. on next years. So there is an open window for the improvement. Tools are important, but tools are not enough. If the logic is weak, tools are not save the systems. If culture is weak, tool will not create any commitment. Tools don't build the environments of the measurement system or gathering value from our projects. We can say that first methodology, then mindset, and last is the tools. Okay, we can go on. These slides about the integration. Now let's look at the integration. How can KPI and OKR work together? There are some ratios from our surveys. Every PMOs agree that integration is very important. You can see the values, you can see the numbers. But interestingly, not every integration model gives good results. This is a paradox. You can see the results. Hybrid approach is very lower ratio. In fact, the hybrid model often performs worse sometimes. Why? Because many companies try to combine the KPI and OKR without defining the clear rules, not establishing the methodologies, not establishing the process for the KPI and OKRs. And when the design is not clear, people get confused. So the important lesson here is simple. Using both system is not enough. We also need to define how they connect. We establish the connection between the OKR and KPRs. Which one is strategic? Which one is operational? How do they support each other? We have to define these methodologies. We have to answer these questions. Which one is strategic OKR? This measurement is OKR or KPI. We have to define. We have to answer these questions. If we answer these questions clearly, integration becomes useful. Looking ahead, many PMOs are planning change. We can use the numbers or results from our survey. But OKR usage will probably continue to grow. This is very important for the PMOs. OKR will be grow for future. Yes, I'm going to a real world example. This example I took from our survey results. Any company share their practical examples, share their lessons. In this case, regional infrastructure projects had a serious rework problem. I think always we faced with these problems in our projects. Every project has sometimes has a big problem about the rework. This rework problem creates the cost and schedule pressure. For this example, the company or the team used the KPI to track first time quality. They defined these KPIs. At the same time, They used the OKR to reduce rework as a cost driver. They defined their OKRs and their KPIs well defined. On the other hand, on the other words, KPI measured the current problem. Our current problem is the rework cost and quality problems. And OKR created as a focused improvement direction. Our focus is the reduce the rework and cost drive as a cost driver. Uh, After 6 months, the result improved clearly. Rework was reduced, cost savings were achieved, approval rates improved, and team success also increased. You can see the percentage and monies. This is a good example of the importance of the OKR and KPI usage. When KPI and OKR work together well, they do not only improve the reporting, they improve the real business performance. They create the value. For example, in this example, you can see the 40% reducing in the rework. It's very important gain. There is also another examples in our survey, but there is no any much more time for these sessions. But I will publish these results on the as an article. I will share my sites, my LinkedIn, these results for the future. Let's go on. We go to next slide. This slide gives the 10 action steps. These slides turns the research into action for the PMO excellence. How can we do for the excellence of the PMOs, our PMOs? From data to action. You can say that PMO leaders roadmap. First step is to understand your context. Not every PMO is the same. There are very different types of the PMOs. I think 20 types of, I can say the 20 types of the PMO. Not every company needs the same model. Every company, according to their size, they need the different types of the model. Their needs can be differently. We have to answer our context, understand our context. The second step is to define the roles clearly. OKR should be more strategic, KPI should be more operational. We have to define the exact differences between the OKR and KPI. Then we need the right rhythm. In many cases, monthly reporting is a good balance. If you report the weekly or bi-yearly or quarterly, maybe it doesn't have a meaning. I suggest the monthly reporting for the KPI and OKRs. Not too fast, not too slow. Another actions for the PMO excellence, training is also very important. Different people need different kinds of support. We have to train our teams, especially measuring teams, about the KPI and OKR usage, about the defining of the methodologies. And one more point, is the patience. You can see the eighth item. Patience is important for the establish or building the environments. In the first 1 or 2 years, uh, the effort can be high to establish the KPI or OKR usage. Then we have to gain the patience. It's it's very normal. Measure it takes the times. We have to resilience to establish our methodologies. So PMO excellence is not a quick fix. It's a journey of the learning. It's a journey of the adapting and improving. Uh, we can we couldn't define our KPIs. We couldn't define the OKRs. We have to take a time, our managers, our CDOs. We have to plan, prepare the plan of the KPI and OKR usage. Now, okay, this is the last slides. Finally, I summarized the whole message with the one formula. PMO experience depends on the two big strengths. Our strengths, KPI maturity and OKR strategic depth. But at the same time, it's reduced by the three big problems: cultural resistance, tool depth, and cascade failure. So the real issue is not only have the KPI, it is not only start the OKR. The real issue is the maturity. How well how well do we use them? How deeply are they understand? How strongly are they connected to our organizations? My final message is this: PMOs shouldn't remain only as a reporting centers. They should become value engine. They should help organizations think better, decide better, and perform better. They have to generate the strategies. And with the right metrics, right goals, and right cultures, I believe they can do exactly that. Thank you very much. I am ready for the PMO consultings, especially KPI and OKR usage. I am honored and appreciated to talk about the GABAC. Thank you very much.
Thank
Sylvia,
you, Kasim.
I think your mic is muted. Your
Yeah, okay. Okay, Maresh, I'm going to let you handle the question, okay? Thank you.
I can answer the questions.
So, Kasim, I have a question.
Yeah,
So, it was a great presentation, and well, well explained the KPI and OKR of PMO excellence, and its implementation. So, my real question is, so how much you think our PMO is, is well matured in the organization? Is there any struggles what PMO is facing?
for the defense sector PMOs, there is a big problem about the defense sector is very difficult sector, and you have to integrate a lot of systems on the defense equipments. For example, for the defense plane, for example, you have to integrate the all systems, uh, war systems, navigating system, etc. This is our main concerns, our problems we faced. And PMO have to generate the communications methodologies with the stakeholders for our projects. We have to work with a lot of stakeholders, different sectors, not only from the defense sector. For the defense sector projects, you have to work with the another sectors, for example, telecommunication sectors, and etc. You have to, as a project management office, you have to manage these sectors for the defense concerns, defense standards, etc. These are our main problems and our real pains. Integration is very important, and cost of our defense projects has a big budgets, $1 million budgets, sometimes $1 billion, for example. We have to manage our budgets according to our values, our strategic goals. We couldn't spend our monies easily. We have to define our process, for example, procurement process, well defined. We have to measure our procurement KPIs, etc. These are our problems.
Yeah, thank you, Kasim. And one more last question. So, what do you think about this PMO maturity model, whether it's really worth or not in this VUCA world? Are they will work or not? So, what is your opinion
Uh,
from your experience?
uh, I know the VUCA, but I can say a lot of things about the VUCA as a positive sides and negative sides. But I've I worked at the PMO maturity model. Uh, for example, 5 levels. Uh, uh, 1 to 5 levels. But in this area, for the measure our maturity, we have to focus on the correct questions for the PMOs, because our questions only focus on the one type of the PMO. But as I mentioned, there are a lot of types of the PMOs. We have to ask or define our questions for the general PMO types. If we define the specific questions to measure our maturity, sometimes we can fail, because, for example, enterprise PMO has big nature, but project-based PMOs are sometimes very small PMOs. We couldn't ask the same questions to same another all types of the PMOs. At this point, we can develop the question sets for the PMO types. For example, 5 types. We can define the PMO types. After that, we can measure our PMO maturity by using the correct questions.
Thank you, Kasim. So, it was a great experience, and thanks for your time and for your valuable
Thank you.
insight. So,
Thank
it
you.
was great, Thanks, and good night, and take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.